Hi everyone and welcome to International Film Festival Etiuda&Anima. My name is Paulina and I'm really glad to speak today with our next director, the author of Firecracker Story, short movie, which you have a chance to see on Anima, on Etiuda competition on our festival. So welcome, Zhizi Hao.
Hello, Paulina. Hello, everyone.
First of all, I'd like to ask you about the balloons, red balloons, which are pierced in the end of your movie. I find them really symbolic in your movie, and we can, I think, interpret them in many ways. But the first question I wanted to ask you about them is these red balloons. We can reference to national colors, China national colors.
So I think, well, I think so. The red balloons, they are because if you know firecrackers in China, they're always red, and I think it's more of a resonation of between the sound of the balloon and the color of the firecrackers. I think the national color as red is also something related to our culture in the past and related to our traditions. I do not think there's a direct link between that and the national color of China, but it's more of a link between the balloons, the sound of it, the color of it. It's related to the firecrackers themselves, which are also red. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I think that's the main reference when we can hear how the balloons are pierced, the sounds remains as the firecracker, and this how this young boy, your the main character from your movie, is actually able to skip that firecracker ban, which is introduced in southern Chinese town where people cannot use firecrackers during New Year's Eve. So for him, that was the solution, and I think that was a good ending for your story. Can you tell us how did you come up with that idea?
So actually, I don't know if I mentioned this at all in the director's statement. I must have, but it's actually adapted. It's adapted from a short story my friend has written. We studied together in university, and she wrote a short story shortly after the firework ban that was introduced in China, and I think I changed a lot of things. It was the short story was about quite a few people and how their lives are influenced or impacted under this newly introduced ban. But I changed a lot of things because I picked my perspective. I chose a perspective from a young boy, for example, and I told the story from the journey. However, the ending, the genius ending, was actually came up by her because that was the original ending of her short story. And when I read the story for the first time, I just thought it was a very cinematic ending. It's such a strong image, you know what I mean? And I could just see it. So that was actually one of the most important reasons why I wanted to adapt that story into a short film.
Okay, I'd like to ask you about the sound effects. When we can hear how balloons are pierced, is it their natural sound, or did you put a sound of firecracker under the balloons?
That's a very good question. I think we did record the piercing of balloons on set, and I think what our sound designer Dominic and I decided to do is like we mixed them. So in the beginning we had the balloons being poked and we used the production sound, and gradually we shifted that from that to actual fireworks sound. And also we use some firecracker sound because fireworks are the ones that you shoot to the sky and then it blows, and it gives more of a feeling of space, excuse me, and I think it feels more, how to say, it feels more like an event, to celebrate, and firecrackers are more frequent, and they're more piercing there, and we used a combination of all three of them. So gradually we shifted from close to reality and then above reality and then more above.
Okay, thank you for that description. I'd like to ask you about one of the characters, Maven. She was a
Yeah.
lady who was obliged to patrol her neighborhood and check if anyone has broken this ban, firecracker ban. And
Yes.
I'm wondering if is it a common role in Chinese society, this kind of characters as Maven? Do you have in China? Is there a person who would be a
Yes,
neighborhood watch?
I think so. I mean, I don't know if you're from Poland, and are you from Poland?
Yes,
Uh,
we are. Yeah.
so I guess you might have had a similar uh, part in your, like a similar period in your history, but I think I think so. So there will be someone in the neighborhood to be in charge of the whole community, and also to take care of people, so I think I don't know about you, but many people did see her as an antagonist in the film, or let's say a villain, but I actually, when I was reading the original short story and when I was creating the role, I didn't think so. I felt like she is also a character that I somehow liked a lot, because from the dialogue as well, she is there to do her job, and at the same time try to make sure everyone's taken care of, and she cares about people, but at the same time she's also someone who's powerless in front of this kind of situation, um, who has to do what she was told to do. And I think that's one of the main themes of my film, which is how ordinary people, um, we are like in front of an authority, let's say.
Yeah, yeah. We can observe how actually all of them they know each other, and we can feel like it is really small neighborhood where everyone feels like family members. So that was interesting character because on the one hand, yeah, she is obliged to see if anyone doesn't broken this ban, but at the same time she acts like a mother, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the complexity of our society, right? Everywhere you have people. It's not that simple. People are complicated. So is our society, I guess.
Okay. Another thing I wanted to ask you, maybe you will be able to tell me something more about it, because when we think about China, um, the first thing which came up to our mind is that Chinese people were able to invent gunpowder and fireworks as well, and we perceive it as a part of your tradition. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, of course. I think absolutely, especially to celebrate New Year's with lighting up firecrackers, firework. That's for sure a big part in our culture and our tradition. That's why I think the story works because it's a dramatic change. You know, it's a dramatic change in our society, and it's quite painful to a lot of people, I think, and it's hard for people to adapt to it. But again, you know, it came from a good place. It has a good reason behind it, you know, because we know we are talking about global warming, and uh, to light up such a huge amount of firework every year just to celebrate an event, it is kind of irresponsible. But again, we're talking about the complexity in our world and in our society. Although it came from a really good place, it has a really good reason. It's hard for people to adapt to it. So
Yes.
yeah, that's a very, very bitter feeling, I think.
Hmm. And I can imagine that it forces you to rethink your identity, where you cannot do, um, I don't know, when you don't have these fireworks, which was so natural to Chinese people right now. They cannot do it, so they have to find something else, probably.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, yeah, absolutely. And I think last time when I was in China, I saw like drone firework, and the other day when they had a festival in Mexico, I think there was drones involved as well. I mean, they're very high tech and they're very pollution free, and they looked super cool. I really appreciate this, you know, but at the same time, it doesn't feel the same, and we have to rethink and, as you said, rethink our identity and rethink how many of those things are really crucial to us and crucial to our own identity.
Okay. Uh, you're right now in London, am I right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so please tell us, why did you decide to go to United Kingdom and leave your home country?
I think when I started off, I just wanted to. So I came here for the first time in 2014 I did my first master's. It was in film studies. At that time, because I haven't been abroad. Uh, I've only been abroad once in 2013 for a summer school. I just wanted to, see the world, really, because I just wanted to experience other things. And then I went back after I finished my degree. Uh, I realized I went back to China after my degree, and then I just realized I missed London a lot. And then I I was lucky enough to get an offer from BAFTA. They offered me a scholarship, and I got the offer from London Film School, and I was like, why not? Let's go and try it again, and see how it goes. And then here I am, and yeah. And to be honest with you, I think because I've stayed here for so long, I think I can see my own background and the world I came from in a fresher eye, if that makes sense. And also, I think I do enjoy the combination of East and West here in my brain and also in my heart. And I guess that's what's unique about me. And probably that's something I would like to talk about and address in my work. So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Hao, for this conversation. And
Of course.
so have a nice time in UK, in London, on your studies.
Thank you.
And thank you
Thank you.
for
It's a pleasure.
this short movie, A Firecracker Story. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.